Hey guys, virusTvCc. It's been a minute, and I don't usually make this kind of video, but I feel like it would be kind of cool. You guys, let me know if you feel like I should make more videos like this. If you like just hearing me ramble once in a while, regardless of the 600,000 other people you can hear ramble on YouTube. This is 5 things that you didn't know about your dog. I don't know why I'm making a video about puppies or dogs or whatever. If you have it, let me know what you think about the things that I speak on. Yes, this is virusTvCc. So anyways, this is the top 5 things that you probably didn't know about your dog. When you're like walking over a hill and you notice that you can see something, from 20 miles. If you're out in an open field, you'd be able to see what was coming around that mountain, or if you could see if there was a car, something turning around some hill that you were next to, where a dog would not be able to see that until it was like probably from you to like where your front door is right now. It's a very, very small distance before they can actually see that something's coming up on them. And what actually makes them look and catch somebody coming up on them, or some predator or a vehicle, is their hearing, because obviously everybody knows that is much greater than ours. The second thing you probably didn't know about your dog was when you take your phone like this right here and you hold it up to your ear, and you're talking to someone on the phone, and then you take the phone and the person on the phone, the dog knows. Say it's the dog's owner, and you're watching the dog for one of your friends, or say that your dog is or it doesn't even know who the person is. The person on the phone, you put it up in the dog's ear and let them say hello. They're like, let me say hello to your dog, because you're like, my dog keeps bothering me, or something like that. If you do that, you actually make the dog think that the person is trapped inside the phone. Not that they can actually think somehow the person's like this big and they're just sitting inside of that phone and they're just confused and it's messing with their head. It's not that they actually think that they're that small. It's that they think somehow, in some way, that individual person's voice is coming from the phone, and that the person isn't anywhere else. They're right here, and somehow they're behind it, or they didn't know that a person isn't only in person, but actually could be inside of an object. So you actually confuse and startle and probably blow your dog's brains, man. Like, just mind blow them. Like, you probably give them some kind of trauma. You probably like put your dog through tremendous amount of trauma by letting them speak to somebody on the phone. Dog does not taste things the same as a person. Something that tastes bad to us will be like the most greatest tasting thing to a dog. They have more taste buds because they have a bigger tongue, obviously. Things that taste bad to them, it's like, this is good in its own way and I must get rid of it. It's kind of more of a theory type thing. The dog either actually enjoys the taste of something that isn't so good, or because they know that it smells and tastes like shit or it's disgusting, like how if they eat their own crap, it's because they want to get rid of it. They want to expose of it before somebody else takes the time to do it, because they don't know how long they'll take. So they just decide, I'll just eat it and get rid of it and put it in my body. So I guess they see that they have self-confidence issues and see themselves as a garbage disposal, a place where you put waste. Fourth one would be the question, does a dog understand what you're actually saying? Like when you say, down dog, or knock it off, and they get away from something, is it that they actually understand that word? They don't know what the word specifically means. They don't know that you're telling them to put their body down in a specific in a specific position. It's that they actually hear the tone of your voice, and go, okay, so this person wants me to get away. If you train them that getting down, laying down is a way to stop bothering you, and they get down due to fear. What are you chewing? Hey, stop chewing. Go chew that over there. They basically, they're scared of you, and they can tell by the tone of your voice that it's like a no. And if you use that word constantly, they do hear that specific way of saying it, like down dog or knock it off. They hear the word knock it off, so they hear that knock it off, you know, the way they would hear it, and they do connect it to the negative voice tone. But if you were just to say, if you look at them, you know, go knock it off, kind of intimidation, knock it off. They can see that also as a, whoa, I probably should back up. But if you just look at someone in front of you and you go knock it off, you know, to the person in front of them, or you're looking around, you're like, hey girl, knock it off. Like they don't hear the word as being the same thing. Like if you looked at your kid and said knock it off, they would go, like they're old enough to understand that word, they would know that you were probably losing your mind and still saying knock it off, because they understand the language. Where the dog, if you say knock it off in like a way like you're playing with them, they won't back off from that word, showing that they don't understand English. The fifth one is, you might not know about your dog. If you're a spiritual person and you believe in a higher power, the powers that be, God, you believe that there is another world other than ours, you look up on my channel, you'll see that obviously have my own view on that. Then the last one is something you probably really didn't know. So this probably will be under 5 unusual things you didn't know about your dog. The fifth one, the number 5 now, strangest one, is if you believe in a higher power, your dog does not have a soul. Your dog doesn't have a soul like you do. Dog has a spirit, you know. If you believe in how you have a spirit and a soul, like your soul is who you are and it's in the middle of your brain, and your spirit is kind of what keeps you going and lifts you up, and they're kind of 2 parts of yourself that are disconnected. Very spiritual people, Christians, you know, Mormons, you know, anything along down the path that believe in God. There's a Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. The Spirit, the dove, the Holy Ghost Spirit. A lot of people spiritually believe that there is a spirit within us, and we also have our soul. Our soul is who we are, but our spirit is what lifts us, is a part of us, and these things combine and make us who we are. So it's the spirit, the soul, the spirit, and the shell. So here's our shell, then our spirit lifts us, and then our soul is who we are. So 3 things come together and combine who you are as a person, and that's why when you die, the soul is gone, and there's no more of who you are. Who you are is no longer there. Before you die, the spirit will break, and that's how you're weak and you give up the fight, and then eventually your shell rots away. Some pretty intense stuff, right? Alright guys, that was it. The 5 unusual things you probably didn't know about your dog. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and you want me to speak on some other things that you might not hear the unusual side of it. Make sure you leave a handprint on that like button, and if you didn't appreciate it, you know, leave a dislike. Most people don't say that. virusTvCc, outie, like a virus. Looking like Molly. Start looking like Molly.